Oh, hey everyone. Thank you for joining us again for our second open house of the day. I have got our mortgage partner, Tim LaQual with Cardia Mortgage. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me again.
We're going to take you through a condo in Bridlewood today. It's the first time that we're featuring this home as an open house, and we'd love to show you what condo living can look like, what living in this great location in South Calgary can offer you. And so we'll talk to you a bit about the amenities, some of the great updates in this home. And of course, we're doing this open house is a virtual open house. I'm not in Bridlewood. Tim, you're at your home in Mackenzie Town, but we are doing this COVID-19 style. We are at home, we're safe, we're social distancing, we're keeping you at home and safe, but we're still sharing some great information about some real estate out there. And we're able to use a 3D Matterport tour to highlight as though you were in the home, take you through the home and show you what that's all about. So I'm going to skip to showing you my screen and show you what this Matterport tour can look like. I think you're really going to feel like you are exactly in the unit and kind of get a good feel for it. One of the things, as I take you through this home, please comment. Let us know your questions. Tim and I are both here so that we can provide you all the information and maybe address some of your questions. If you have questions about real estate in general, you can drop a note. Janet on our team is also watching the comments. She'll notify us if there's a comment, maybe something that we can answer. If there's some questions you have that maybe are a little more personal about your situation, you can certainly drop us a private message. There's some information about how to contact us that will pop up on the screen as we're going through this, and you'll be able to drop us a note if you have some questions that we can maybe address. We will go through after the open house as well and get back to any comments that we don't address during the open house. So let me take you through this unit. I want to take you from the front door of this unit. Now, this is a condo that's under 900 square feet. So, you know, some of my virtual tours, it takes me, 10 minutes to go through the whole level. We're going through 3 levels and, there's lots of space to cover. I can go through a minus 900 square foot condo pretty quickly. There's not a lot of space, but it's very functional space. So I want to show you how functional this condo is going to be. We've got a front foyer. That is the front door that you would come in from your hallway. This is a main level unit. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits to living in a main level unit and why that might be a really good fit for you. We've got a front hall closet here, and you've got nice flooring at the front door to keep your floors clean when you bring in your boots and things like that in. Of course, when we get to the summer seasons, that's not as crucial, but in the winter you want to have protective flooring there. We've got updated laminate flooring throughout. This goes through all of the main living space, okay? And you can see what a fresh look this condo has with freshly painted white walls. And I want to get a little closer to this wall so you can see the trim. We've got a modern style, a contemporary style finishing here that was redone when this homeowner purchased this condo a number of years ago, or actually just a few years ago. They updated a lot of the finish in the home. We've got in the kitchen, let's go into this U-shaped kitchen. This is a popular design for 2-bedroom condo living, that we have these U-shaped kitchens. It allows you to have, decent amount of cabinetry and still keep an open concept, because you'll notice the U-shape does have a breakfast bar that overlooks the living and dining area. We've got really nice stainless appliances and lots of counter space here. You've got white backsplash, which keeps with kind of a contemporary feel. And then you've got this breakfast bar that does overlook the living room. We did go through the dining area here. So where I've got my little cursor there, that is the dining area under this pendant light. And let's go into the living room area. You've got a corner fireplace, which certainly would have been an upgrade in this unit. We've got a corner fireplace, really warms things up, and definitely was an upgrade when this condo was built. Now we've got like I said, this is a main floor unit. One of the nice things about the location of this condo is it's at the back of the complex. So look at all those actually green space you have out back. You've got a nice sized patio and really quite private back there, right? You know, your patio is kind of your usable space, but you know, if you had a little dog you wanted to take out, walk out there, or you wanted to, have some friends over to visit and you needed to separate a little bit more, you need a little more space, you've got the space there, which is really quite nice. You're not going to get that benefit by living on the second floor or the third or the fourth. You will get that from living on the main. So a lot of people like that option, and sometimes when you're searching, you may decide, hey, I want main floor living because of all those things that Mike talked about. That will factor into, establishing your criteria when you start to shop. I want to take you to the 2 bedrooms in this home. The carpet in this home was also replaced recently, and so it's in good condition, very neutral in colors in here, and you can see you've got a nice window looking out into that same green space that we talked about, right? And so the bedrooms do have carpet, and otherwise we've got hard surface flooring in the rest of the unit. This is what's the master bedroom. It is bigger than the other room. You've got a nice closet there, nice window looking out into that green space, and yeah, you've got baseboard heat in this unit as well. Again, if you have some questions, if there's something you want me to zoom in on particularly, or you want to ask some questions about some features, drop a comment. We're watching for those questions and we'll answer those as soon as we can, hopefully during this live stream. So we have laundry, in-suite laundry. It's stacked. You've got a little bit of extra space in there as well. There's your electrical panel. Trying to turn around there. You've got your electrical panel. You can control your unit as well if you need to ever turn the power off for any reason to do some maintenance or check things or whatever. You've got a 4-piece bath tiled to the ceiling, which is really nice, and you've got a vanity there as well for storing your toiletries. Okay, so like I said, we can go through a condo pretty quickly. We did an open house earlier in the Northwest. We had a 4-bedroom up home. It was, quite a little bit more time to go through that home. But we've gone through this condo. I want to bring Tim up. Tim's our special mortgage guest today, and want to be able to talk some mortgage talk and address maybe some affordability ideas on this condo. If this isn't the right condo, you can kind of imagine the numbers being similar. Maybe you might have a little bit of a different budget, but let's bring up the numbers. And Tim, if you can tell us what it would be like to live in a condo like this as far as the affordability piece.
Sure thing. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so for someone looking to purchase a condo in this range around the 200,000, we're looking at a down payment of just under 10 grand. In this case, it's $9,295, which is the minimum down payment required on any purchase. And the payments on here seem quite reasonable. When you add in the condo fees, the mortgage payment's about $830, and then in total you're about $1,300 with condo fees and heating or property taxes. So, and I mean, in today's situation or economy, minimum income for qualifying for a condo like this is just under or around $50,000. So quite affordable, nice little condo for someone who's looking for a small place to get started. And from interest rates, we've seen a lot of changes over the last month and a half with everything that's happening. Rates have settled. You'd be looking at interest rates from the low 2s to the mid 2s. And again, that depends on down payment situation, if it's a rental or owner occupied. So rates would vary depending on those types of situations. So yeah, it looks like a very affordable condo in a nice little southeast East area.
Perfect. I want to ask you a couple questions, Tim. On the last open house, you surprised me with this little Q&A section. So I was thinking about some questions to ask for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's maybe expanding on some ideas that maybe the first-time home buyer is watching this and thinking, okay, the condo is what I'm going to be able to afford. It's what a lot of first-time home buyers think about is condo living because it's affordable. You have a piece on here, the mortgage insurance fee. And of course, you and I know what that's all about, but I'll ask the question for the person watching it and that maybe doesn't know it.
Sure.
We talk about anything that is has a down payment lower than 20%. You've got those mortgage insurance fees there. Maybe you can elaborate on what that is.
Yeah, it's a question that we get a lot because when we go through the home purchase process, there's a lot of insurance that's discussed: life insurance, condo insurance, liability insurance, and then of course in this case it's called default insurance. So default insurance applies to any purchases with less than 20% down. It scales on a 5, 10, 15% basis. So the premium itself changes if you put 5, 10% down or more. Doing 6 or 7% doesn't really change the premium amount. It changes the payments slightly. So most of the time, we'll stick to the 5 or 10. We'll encourage, if you've got 6, then hold back 1% just for, just in case kind of money. But again, the default insurance is essentially the only insurance you will ever pay for that's not for you. It's an insurance you're paying for to protect the lenders from any default in case you are unable to pay your mortgage and it goes into default or foreclosure or anything like that. So that's what the insurance is. It just guarantees that the lender is not going to lose any money if they lend it to you.
And of course, those first three options, the 5, 10, the 15%, those are for people that are going to use this property as a principal residence. I didn't really talk about the idea of this being a rental property.
Right.
But condos like this can be plug and play, super easy to rent. And for someone who maybe is thinking of renting, you're probably looking at that 20% option at the far left as the financing option. But it does start to make sense, as a rental property as well.
Yeah, and the minimum for a rental purchase is the 20%. When you say principal property, you're correct. You're allowed to essentially own two, what they call owner-occupied or principal residence. One's a principal and one would be considered a second home. So you're buying it for a family member, a child, or somebody that, so you're able to get a second property with less than or up to minimum payment of 5%.
Okay, so that's great. So you can actually maybe even help a family member in purchasing or something like that as well.
Correct. Yeah.
That's excellent. Okay, I want to zip you guys through this place one more time, if there's any comments after I take the screen away. If you still have some questions about the numbers, you can message us. Tim will be able to, we could even bring this up on screen again if you do have a question specifically about that. And of course, we can always address some personal situation. If you have a question about your own personal situation, you can drop Tim a message. You can see on the screen, text mortgage questions to Tim. You can text him a question as well. Let's take you back through the condo. I'm going to use this 3D tour again for the people that were watching just recently and missed at the very beginning. I did take you through this home already once, but I want to use this 3D virtual tour. This is the way we do it with COVID-19. We want to keep you guys safe and at home and social distancing, but we still want to be able to pay attention to what's going on in the real estate market. And so we use these 3D tours so that you can imagine yourself in this great condo. This is in Bridlewood. It's in Southwest Calgary. It's close to C-Train. It's close to Shaughnessy movie theaters, not too far away. It's close to Spruce Meadows. If you like camping, it's close to heading out on Stoney to Kananaskis country. It's actually a really nice location in the city. And if you are a student, you need to head down to the university. You're not very far from the C-Train route. You can head down to the university or downtown commuting, things like that is actually pretty good from this area of town as well. Okay, so we're in the unit and we've got a nice little dining area. I'm going to move my cursor there. You can see that's where your dining table would be underneath this light. You've got lots of space here, so you could certainly put a foyer table here. This home is obviously vacant, so I'm trying to create your imagination for you. I've seen this layout furnished on a number of occasions. We've sold this layout before. It's always a popular layout. So I can try and give you some hints on where furniture would go because I've seen it furnished before in other situations. So we've got this popular layout with this U-shaped kitchen. You can see we've got stainless appliances, we've got tile flooring, we've got lots of upper cabinetry, counter space, and a little bit of a breakfast bar. You could put some stools around here if you wanted as well for kind of casual hanging out and having a glass of wine or a morning coffee, whatever that is, or just visiting. Everyone loves to visit in the kitchen, right? You could be standing in the kitchen preparing something and have your guests sitting out here on your stools, and you could be visiting and all that. We've got that open concept because the kitchen does overlook the living room area. As I go through this, I want to show you that there's a lot of cosmetic updates that were done in this unit. We've got laminate floors, we've got newer modern contemporary style carpentry. The millwork is all updated. We've got a very neutral white color palette in here, freshly painted. When we go into the bedrooms, you'll see newer carpet as well. This is a main level unit. I mentioned this before. It looks out onto a private patio, and because you're at the back of the building, you actually have a lot of privacy back here. And it kind of extended green space beyond, you can see. Now this tour was done when there was snow still on the ground. Of course, this grass is now probably starting to turn green. Really quite a nice space. And if you have a small pet or something like that, or you like to hang out and have a little bit of outdoor visiting and things like that, that's the benefit that you have with a main floor unit. So you may want to consider that as you're trying to figure out your criteria. Maybe you never even thought of that, is the benefit of a main level could really be a must for you when you start to think about it. We've got a corner fireplace here. It's a gas fireplace. You've got a spot above for a TV. And then we've got, of course, the two bedrooms. So I'm going to scoot over to the two bedrooms. And of course, if you want to go through this link yourself, you can request the link. It actually is posted in the feed. I believe you can just click on the link and you'll be able to see the property details. We're priced at $185,900 for this two-bedroom condo. This is the master bedroom. We've got a closet, a nice size space for easily a queen bed, and then the other bedroom here is a little bit smaller, but still pretty decent for a queen size bed easily. One thing I would also say is, I mean, maybe it's just for yourself. This could easily be a nice home office as well, bedroom home office instead of two bedrooms. And you've got the 4-piece bathroom here, tub, vanity, tile floors. Look at the tile to the ceiling, which is great. And I skipped past it, but we've got stacked laundry here as well. I'm not showing you the parking because can you imagine me taking you through this virtual tour all the way through the condo building and down the elevators and stuff like that? But you do have underground parking. You've got a single stall, which is great, and of course, there's visitor stalls for visitor use. You have limited use there, but you're allowed to use that for visitors, guests that come and visit you. And then, of course, where you are in the community is you're close to, some great amenities in Shaughnessy. You've got easy access to the train and things like that. So I'm going to take us back. I think we're going to wrap up here. We've been about 20 minutes. If you have some comments, questions, let us know. And Tim, you ran off some great scenarios with the mortgage numbers. I know that you can easily put some numbers like that together for anyone that's contemplating maybe something different. We do sell all kinds of price ranges. So if you have something particular that you want to run some numbers by, and Tim, you also offer renewal options for clients that are in an existing mortgage as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And when it comes to renewals, I mean, it's the caution is don't accept the first offer you get from your current lender, because they're not normally going to give you potentially their best rate, or there's a lot of other competitive options that are out there for you, depending on your situation. So it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion.
Yeah. And Tim, you have actually been amazing with our clients. I always tell my clients, give Tim a call. He does not mind. And you'll be the first to tell our clients to stay with their existing scenario. You really do look out for their best interests. I always appreciate that. I know anyone could call you and get an honest opinion, and you'd be the first to say, hey, stay with your current situation. But you usually provide some better options, which is fantastic too. So
yeah, we try to, and you're right. It's always about taking care of the client first. So in a lot of cases, or in some cases, it just makes sense to stay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all of you guys that watched the open house. If you liked, kind of tuning in and getting a little bit of a real estate update, of course, we talked about this great property, but we have some other fun properties that we're going to be able to present, coming next weekend. We try and do the open houses on the weekend. If you want us during the week and you can't wait to ask me a question, drop us a note during the week, drop Tim a note. And otherwise, like and follow our pages. You're going to get updated next time we're on live. We're going to probably have some more fun open houses to do next weekend. And thanks again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks, Tim, for joining us.
Thanks again, Mike. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Sunday.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.